welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville episode 131, recorded on November 30th, 2013. I'm your host, Apple Cider. Yeah, how's it going, kiddos? Hey, Sandy.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you today?
It's been a day.
Oh, that's one. Wow, okay, that's one way to put it. What does that mean?
Oh, it's just a busy day and stuff like that.
Busy day. It's only like, what, 2 there?
Yeah, and I've already done a bunch of stuff, driven to Fort Worth and back, and
Yeesh.
yeah.
Seems like a bit of stuff to do already on a Saturday. Saturdays are fun days.
You would think.
It's supposed to be all about having fun and crazy. We have guests this week, Sandy.
Oh my.
We have a returning guest and addition to returning guest. I always love their animations. And we had them on once before, and it was a very weird recording.
It certainly was.
But you know, I love them so much. So we have FimFlamFilosophy and Petirep, who do the Mentally Advanced series, as well as the My Little Dashy series, and the Dawn Somewhere. Yeah, Dawn Somewhere. Yes.
Rainbow Dash presents.
Yes, Rainbow. What did I say?
My Little Dashy.
What the? No, that's terrible. That's no. That's the wrongest. That's the wrongest thing I think I've ever said. Excuse me.
One of these things is not like the other.
I'm gonna go sit myself in a corner for a while. Yeah, really. Hi, welcome to Bronyville Podcast. You didn't hear a word I said just a moment ago. That was stupid. How you going, guys?
Going good?
This is going okay.
All right, awesome. So we got you on today. I know that FimFlam has not has not seen the newest episode. Petirep, have you?
I have.
Okay, you have. So good. We can talk about it, and Fim is totally fine. And let me say this: do you want me to call you FimFlam, or is that cool? Any other name? What's the?
No, I don't care.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. FimFlam, either way. All right, cool. So cool. We can talk about it, and Fim doesn't mind being totally spoilerized on it. So we can go full hog and talk about that. So we will do. We will go ahead and roll with the news and everything like that, and then afterwards we'll go ahead and talk about was it the Castle episode? Castlemania. There you go. That sounds good. Anyway, before we start, something very important that we have to do every episode for upkeep. It's definitely important. If it doesn't happen, we have to completely abandon this entire show, which no one has done at this point, but we couldn't blame you if that's how you felt. So we have to know from you both favorite character and favorite episode.
No. They always ask this. I never know.
I will give you an out if you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be Pony.
Okay.
Want to go first, Greg? You go first.
I don't know. I can't think of a sufficiently smart-assed answer for this one. Favorite character. Oh, I'm trying to think back to my childhood. I always liked Razor from SWAT Cats, and I'm trying to think of an episode from SWAT Cats that I really liked, but I can't because it's been so long. It's one of those old nostalgic shows I used to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it.
Well, what would be your favorite series overall then? If you had to put all the series of your childhood and now together.
Oh, I don't even know, because they were all kind of like likable in their own way. I mean, even the old Super Friends show was kind of funny for how ridiculous it got to be sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, just like Jan and Jay screwing around, like never got anything done, but they had to fill time.
They were never useful at all.
Yeah, they were terrible.
I'm gonna be a bucket. All right, well, good for you.
Good job, Jack. See, I always used to think that he could turn into animals too, but that he was just stupid.
I was just had a crummy imagination. Just bucket.
Yeah, I'm gonna be water. Okay.
Great.
like if his sister was just too passive aggressive to be like, Jan, no.
Be something useful for once. Turn into a gun, for God's sakes.
Turn into a death ray lobster.
Anything but some water-based particle. You're making Aquaman look at you funny.
He did turn into an ice monster once, and I remember that was the first time that Chase ever became something useful, and I couldn't figure out why he never did it twice. Like, he's like, I'll be an ice monster, and it's like, you've been able to do that this whole time.
Well, maybe he's just one of those people that likes to set low expectations, so he's always meeting it. You know, it's just kind of like, he's not very good. But then he does something and you're, wow, good job, buddy. Whoa, you really knocked it out of the park with that ice monster.
Wow, yeah. I can't believe you can do that.
Oh, hi. We just mega crashed on the streaming laptop. Hey!
Oh.
That's the bluest screen I've seen in a while. Well, we'll be back to the live audience in a little bit. They'll catch this after the fact. All right, Petirep, what about you? Favorite character, favorite episode?
For me, favorite character. I'll just go with My Little Pony because that's what I'm thinking about right now.
The My Little Character Pony?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of infamous for liking Apple Bloom. I like that character and her design. But of the main six, I don't know. I always find Fluttershy to be entertaining every time. Favorite episode. I like Party of One a lot. I also like Smile a lot. Or is that what the episode is called? Smile or
A Friend Indeed?
Friend Indeed?
No.
Yeah. No. I don't know what it's
know.
called. That episode. You know what I'm talking about. But I really like that episode. Basically, all the episodes with a really simple premise, and just kind of allows for characters to do their thing. That's why I really like Castlemania. This new episode.
I'm trying. Yeah, Sandy, could you quell the panic in the chat real fast? They're going screaming their heads off, trying to figure out everything. But yeah, so yeah, Party of One. One of the ones that definitely does come up a good bit is probably the first one of the series where you actually saw them go someplace. I'm not entirely dark, but just somewhere where you're just like, this is a little kid show? Okay. All right. Sure. Let's make the Pink Party one go insane. That sounds like a good idea. And then they've used that mantra over and over again. How many times can we draw out this character crazy? Let's see, Twilight goes crazy, Applejack goes crazy. Haven't really seen a Rarity go crazy. Definitely
no.
busy, but not completely out of her mind making cloth golems or something.
Yeah.
Let's see, what I'm trying to remember. There's another pony. They must not be that important.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned the important one, Rarity.
Yeah. Oh, Rainbow Dash. There, that one. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed about the way that Dash has turned out over the development of the series. Because she started off what was it? Was it Sonic Rainboom? Is that what they called that one? The very first one where she went to Cloudsdale after that performance. And she was such a wreck. Like, she was so much talk throughout the entire first season. Like, she's like, I'm the best pony, I'm the fastest pony, I do everything best. And then she actually got up there to strut her stuff, and she just had a breakdown. Because it was like she didn't really believe that she was the best pony. She just told everyone that because she wanted to be the best pony. And that was kind of a convincing thing, is there are people who really do that. And then you find out, too, she got bullied and picked on a lot when she was a kid. And so maybe Dash really had a lot of self-esteem problems. And that's why she was kind of rude to everyone and was always trying to prove that she was better than everyone at stuff. And but then later on it developed that she actually was just better than everyone at stuff. And it was like, well, now you're not insecure. Now you're just kind of a... Like, why are you acting like that then?
Well, but then how do you take in, like, the episode with Lightning Dust where she's second best and, you know, that was...
Oh, yeah, that episode. Wait, wasn't that Wonderball Academy? What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she goes there, she pretty much dusts everyone except for one, and she's just like, but I'm not the double best!
Well, they didn't. She didn't. She gave up her. That was kind of like her dream was to be in the Wonderbolts, and then she quickly gave it up because her partner was dangerous to the rest of the team, and I don't know. It just I didn't, like I said, I just didn't get the insecurity in that. I got very much that she was just in touch with what she wanted, and she wasn't insecure so much about her skill. She was just concerned that her partner was overzealous.
So, well, I mean, we've seen all of the characters do some form of like character building throughout the series itself. You know, we've seen Twilight, which I have to imagine for you guys, if you're still doing if you're still doing the mentally advanced, or if you're doing a little bit easier with the Rainbow Dash Presents version. But the fact that Twilight is gone from just this like you're all stupid. You're all so stupid. To just now in this new series, she's just like, well, come on, everyone. Let's all work together. It's just like, wow, she's a smiley, happy princess all the time now. You know, everyone's made their character art. Fluttershy is no longer as timid as she was at the very beginning. Rarity, I guess, has more money. I don't know.
I don't think Rarity has changed.
She started out as the best pony, and now she's still the best pony.
She had humble goals.
What are you saying?
Her character arc was the humble goal to make enough money from her fashion business to survive. She met that goal very early on and has continued that goal since then. So always had a very balanced life ambition, I suppose.
And then there's Pinky, the massive question mark. What does she want? Who does she want? What is? I don't know.
I think that's probably why they've had some trouble writing Pinky since things have gone on. Because everyone else, they've kind of like, oh, we're getting away from their trademark character traits, and then it's like, so Pinky is
random.
Yeah, she's doing this. Then it's kind of like
she has to do something random. Because that's what she does.
I'm going to be very curious to see what happens with there's a Pinky episode that's going to be coming up where they delve back into her family a little bit, which I think is going to be a very interesting character building episode for her.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. I think that was more than enough for the intro. So awesome. We'll need to make sure we get those added in once everything's up. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. First off, let's go ahead and talk sponsors. Sandy, who are our wonderful sponsors?
Well, our coupon code, again, works. We love fun. You can use our coupon code Bronyville 10 to get 10% off your purchase. And right now they've just finished their Black Friday sale, but they're still doing some... they have, like, Princess Luna shoulder bags, Catbug backpacks, Fluttershy shoulder bags... whole bunch of stuff on sale right now, and by the time you actually get a hold of this episode, probably not so much.
Yeah, but you can still use our coupon code.
Yes.
Tons of stuff out there. I looked at it, I went, I just end up buying stuff for me, which is really not what you're supposed to do on Black Friday, but I end up doing it anyway.
Yeah. I would have done that if my credit card hadn't been stolen.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Some jerk in Philadelphia bought himself some $500 kicks, and well, needless to say, they canceled that card pretty quick.
Yeah, it seems like what you should do.
Yeah. Well, we're not on the hook for it. It's been handled.
Yep.
Oop.
All right, and the other thing that we have, the other thing you can use Bronyville 10 on,
BabsCon, the Bay Area Brony Spectacular. You need to add the link here, AC.
Yeah, we can. I'm using a Surface. It's not easy to type.
Let me add that in. There's the link. Super professional. It didn't work. But BabsCon, yes, AC and I will be there. Considering both kind of sort of staff. How does it keep happening? How does it keep happening?
Because reasons. Let's see. And let me check this. It's not until Monday. They're having a Black Friday a con is having a Black Friday sale. That's kind of crazy.
Because why not?
Cyber Monday, but they're calling it the BabsCon Black Friday Madness. 20% off all memberships. They've already sold out of their largest membership, and Jason Thiessen, Megan McCarthy, bunch of guests. I'm sure Andrea's going to be there because Andrea. Yep.
So are you guys trying to reboot the Streambox? Because I'm getting a blank screen here.
We're trying. Yeah, the whole computer had to restart, and it's a slow McFace. So it's coming up. Desktop's there. We just got to get it up.
Yep. It's so we're simultaneously offline and have a good chunk of viewers.
Well, yeah, but we're still recording the audio, so the podcast is fine.
Yep.
All right, so that's cool. We can go ahead and move forward. So let's talk to these two real quick. Find out how everything's going over on Dawn somewhere. What are you guys up to right now?
Well, right now we're working on production for the next. We're not doing a Rainbow Dash Presents. We're working on a parody of the Equestria Girls movie that came out.
Oh.
And we're calling that Equestria Primates. And we had a vote over that. I was for Simian Girls, and Petirep was for Equestria Primates. And Equestria Primates won out. I lost on that one. But yeah, we're working on that right now. We've got some of the voices done for that. And we'll get started on the art on that in a couple weeks. Is that right?
Ish. Well, actually, my plans have changed somewhat because I've actually pushed back the move a month because we're having some problems with the workers visa or the temporary workers permit with Monster Cat. So we have to push it back a month. So I might be able to start on it sooner, but soon. We're going to start on it soon, basically.
Is this going to be like the Rainbow Dash Presents style of hand animation, or is that going to be the?
It's going to be the same style.
Okay, because I know that you guys definitely got caught in that little kerfuffle with YouTube a while back, where videos got kind of smacked down alongside with the other series, though. Friendship is Witchcraft.
Yeah, the Content ID system. Hasbro uploaded their videos to the Content ID system, and the way the Content ID system works is it's all just very corporate. Like, there's not really it's not a legal thing, really. They just kind of claim any video that has this content in it. And Hasbro is strange because they didn't do it for money. Most companies do it for money. Like right now you've got Nintendo, and so they've uploaded some of their music for their games or like their promotional videos and things like that. So when a podcast or somebody talks about like one of their games, then what'll happen is Nintendo will claim their review or their cast or whatever, their news report. Nintendo will just claim it, and then they will own all the revenue on the video. So that's how the Content ID system works. It's basically a way to let larger companies capture the revenue on videos that people post online. And it accounts for about a third of YouTube's income. And Hasbro uploaded one of their videos to YouTube, but it was more of an IP thing. It's just that people are spreading their IP around a lot. And so I guess Hasbro thought that, hey, we should probably start claiming this so that we can say that we're protecting it. And at first it was just a local block, like we couldn't show it in the US. And I took them down at that time because it just kind of smelled like a fish. And then it switched over to a worldwide block because they started trying to sell the show internationally. And they were saying like, no, we're in control of like, if you buy this show from us, it's not going to just be available all over the internet. So they switched over to a worldwide block. And that's when Friendship is Witchcraft got a whole bunch of sanctions on their channel. We luckily ditched our thing and didn't get any sanctions. But there's no disputing with the system. There's really, you can, but each video would take a minimum of 2 months, and then it would get snagged in the system again because they pull double jeopardy crap on you. And again, it's all automated. It wouldn't be something like Hasbro would pull a double jeopardy trick on us. It's just that we would dispute it, it would get cleared, and then YouTube would claim it again. Because YouTube also gets money from these ads. When they claim stuff with Content ID, YouTube gets money as well. So they pull a double jeopardy on you, we'd lose the video again. And every time we dispute, we get copyright strikes. And so there would be times like if we tried to dispute
like there would be blackout periods. There'd be periods where we couldn't earn ad revenue. It's a mess. Like, you just don't want to dispute it. You've got to just pull the series, and we had to pull the series because we had other stuff running. So that's how it worked. And the politics are very frustrating, but you can't do anything about them. If you operate on YouTube, then that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, there's a whole big fight, not only in this in this category right here with copyright, but YouTube's having a lot of those weird fights. The recent one that happened with copyright violations with quotation marks, with stuff like with the video game reviews and stuff like that, where being like, oh, you can't show, you did an unfavorable review, so we're going to say that you didn't have copyright privileges to show bits of the video of our thing because your review was bad, etc., so forth.
Well, they do private contracts with these companies now. Like, they're contracted privately with Microsoft, and what it turns out that means is actually Microsoft, if they hunt for videos and they don't like something that you post, they can shut down your channel. It's something that they legitimately do too. Actually, the Xbox One got shipped to a few people a little bit early, and so a guy did an unboxing video where he filmed himself getting the Xbox One early, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Xbox One," and he plugs it in, turns it on, and you have to download a patch and be connected online all the time to play the Xbox One. And so he got it early, so they bricked his system. And so he had this video on YouTube of like, "Oh, yeah, cool, this is great, I got it early. My system is bricked." So Microsoft didn't like that he showed that, so they terminated the video. And the problem was that what was lucky for him, I don't know if anyone else got hit like this, but what was lucky for this guy was that he had a lot of fans. And so some of the fans saw the video and they were like, "Oh, system bricked." And then it got taken down by Microsoft on a fake copyright claim, created some backlash. And the Xbox One has already had a ton of PR backlash. So they took the strike off of his channel, but they made him sign a contract with them, and it's got an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, so he can't talk about the Xbox One until like after the full release date, and they cut him some deals. But point being that there's absolutely a lot of crooked stuff that goes on, and when they say that they're taking things down for copyright violations, they can very well indeed just be destroying videos that they give unfavorable reviews to large companies. It happens now. So
I think our chat is fine. Our internet is finally back. The people in the stream hopefully are still there now. Hey everyone, sorry about that. Big crazy crash.
We're back.
Yay. So so we just had a long crazy discussion about copyright and stuff. You should catch that on the podcast. That was really good. Sorry guys. But let's see. So you guys, as said, you're doing Equestria Simians is the ones that you're doing now, which is the Equestria Girls parody. So what have you got planned for that? What's the scope? What's the how long are you looking to make it? What parts of Equestria Girls are you hoping to poke fun at?
I'll let you start with this one, Greg.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be like a 8 parts? Probably 8 parts. We've got intro, all 6 characters, finale, 8 parts. So we're playing an 8-part series of parodies that's going to make fun of Equestria Girls. And it's going to make fun of the whole idea of like, we've got all this magic and intrigue and build up, and like, I've got the magic mirror and it goes to another dimension and all this crap, and it's a huge letdown. Like, we're at a school. Like, okay. And like, because these ponies, they battled gods, they've done all this stuff. So we got the intro that kind of brings everything and creates our stage and explains why exactly are we even going to the human world. And that should be about 15 minutes long. And each one should be about 15 minutes long. And then after that, we have each character gets their own video. And they'll each get their own segments. So Twilight, Rarity, so on. We're going to focus on them actually being in a human high school and kind of the different things. We're going to focus on their characters and our interpretation of the characters and kind of what we've been meaning to poke fun at a little bit more concisely as we make fun of them. I plan to have like a cross-country road trip for Fluttershy because she'll get separated from the group. It'll be like a homeward bound kind of thing for her. I plan to have her team up with like a drifter, and maybe they'll go to the North Pole and save Santa Claus. I haven't figured that one out yet exactly. But the point is, she's going to get teamed up with a drifter, and I know currently the plan is that's where we'll have the song. If we do a song, we may not put one in any of the others, but there'll be that. There'll also be the stuff with like the school where like Princess Luna will be like I don't recognize any of you, and they'll kind of bamboozle her into thinking that like, oh yeah, we go to your school, and we'll also poke fun of the fact that they're young adults. In Equestria Girls too, they mentioned that there's like another Twilight running around apparently. So I was going to have Rainbow Dash run into her alternate universe self. And I was going to give them different names. She was going to run into an alternate universe self. She's going to be named Ray. And Ray was going to be like working at a gas station or like a Walmart or something like that. And so she's like living alone and she's just trying to make ends meet. And so like her life is kind of hard. And she's like, I gotta pay for health insurance. And then my car broke down. There's going to be all this stuff. And then they're going to be like, oh, that's great. We're trying to win prom queen. And so Ray was going to be like, oh, that's good. Good luck with prom queen, guys. I'm going to see if I can't, beg for some money from one of my friends. I'll see you later.
Oh, the voice makes me giggle. Hold on, I got to recharge my Jazzy. Got to zip around on this little scooter of mine.
Yeah, but we were gonna have like so it was gonna be like human world, like so exciting, and so we're gonna have like Ray with actual normal human concerns, and then like they're gonna try to get her involved in all the magical, like we have to win prom queen, and Ray's gonna be like, really, why? They're like, because the crown, it's a magic crown. Okay, that's good. Also, we do have a wage strike, it's a very brief wage strike. The ponies just try to petition Celestia for more money, but they let Pinky be in charge of the strike. So it pretty much it's about a 1-minute strike. It doesn't last for very long. So yeah, and then after that though they'll come back and we'll have a big finale where the Rising. We actually don't plan to have Sunset Shimmer. Instead, we're going to have Sue Boo, the most popular girl at the school. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dynasty Warriors 3.
I'm not. There's been so many Dynasty Warriors games. It's kind of like it's makes my head spin.
Okay, well, are you at least familiar with Lu Bu?
Not
Mightiest warrior.
Okay,
Don't pursue Lu Bu.
Do not pursue Lu Bu. Yeah, he's like he shows up in Dynasty Warriors 3. His intro thing is just like you've got really bad voice acting in Dynasty Warriors 3, and so they have a cutscene, and this guy's just standing there, and he's like, it's Lu Bu, and so Lu Bu runs onto the scene, and he's got a halberd, and he's just swinging around with one hand, just like hitting people in the face with it as he rides by them. He just goes, get out of my way. So I thought that instead of Sunset Shimmer, we would have Sue Boo, mightiest girl at the school, most popular girl at the school, and that would be how we introduce Sue Boo. Is she would just ride into school on a giant war charger and like, I don't know, bash kids upside the face with her school books, and everyone would be like, no, and everyone trembles at the sight of Sue Boo. She's the most popular girl because she beats us in the face. So I thought that would be a pretty good parallel to Sunset Shimmer and about how she managed to run the school.
Yeah, someone made the good point. The real ABBA was like Mary Sue Boo.
Yeah, Mary Sue Boo. For some reason, we vote her to be prom queen, even though we all hate the hell out of Sue Boo.
Why do we keep voting her? Why couldn't we just not?
Yeah, I remember, and the thing about prom queen that struck me as odd in Equestria Girls was the fact that they didn't vote just based on everyone knowing the name. Like, why would Rainbow Dash not win the prom queen if she was on every sports team at the school? Because apparently she was. Because in my school, the people who got voted in were the people who were like, I'm in band and the wrestling team and I play basketball, and they were just part of everything. And so it was like everyone knew who they were. So it was just like, I'll vote for that guy. I recognize the name.
Well, in her particular one, if we're looking at actual Rainbow Dash, that could probably be like, ooh, I have to wear a skirt, forget these dances anyway. Hey, Starry, we're doing a show here.
She probably didn't have to wear a skirt, though. I mean, I don't know, because prom is actually like super boring when you get right down to it. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, you're supposed to wear a dress, but the dress is like super expensive. She could just rent a tux, and I doubt that anyone would have fought with her.
Yeah, the I don't know. Your Rainbow Dash Presents could that one, or that particular version of Rainbow, I don't even know would have the concept of a dance.
I'm pretty sure she's just going to get distracted and follow around her evil twin. She's
Wow,
going to decide.
This is the best thing ever. There's a big spinny light thing in the ceiling, and look, they brought free punch.
She's not even going to pay attention. Ray is going to have all kinds of like social problems, and so Rainbow Dash is going to try and help Ray survive and whatnot. Like she'll be like, guys, we have to help my evil twin. They're like, Dash, we're busy. No, my evil twin, you guys. She needs money. We have to do a fundraiser.
Start up an Indiegogo. Donate to donate to my evil twin.
Yeah, donate to my evil twin. They're like, she doesn't seem that evil, really. Ray, I'm thinking that Ray will probably be just a little bit smarter though, because Ray had sex ed, whereas Rainbow Dash is like, I don't know, potentially a 5-year-old horse, as far as I know. If you go by how old horses actually are by the time they reach maturity, Rainbow Dash could very well just be a 5-year-old.
You don't think it's like, don't think about it too hard, kids.
Yeah.
The oddity that is your entire series, grounded in the pieces of reality that make it more absurd.
Yeah. It helps to remember that they're horses, because then you can excuse them being dumb a lot of times. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the real Abba is wondering if Ray gets a goatee, if he'll do the classic goatee style of it's my double, so obviously.
No, Ray will not get a goatee.
All right.
Yeah, but I don't want her to be bright blue either, though. She'll be a little bit more bland, a little bit more experience in the world, but still fundamentally a Rainbow Dash.
All right, awesome. Anything else you guys are doing before we hit the news and start talking about the episode?
I made a horrible puppet.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
No, now I have to know. So
his name is Rupert. He has teeth.
Oh no! Why is this a thing?
It's just as unpleasant as you think it is.
It is really terrible. He's got like I made a puppet. It turns out it's really easy to make a puppet, but like when I made Rupert, like I knew that it was not going to come out as a very pretty puppet because I've never tried to do that kind of thing before. So it's I'll just embrace that I'm going to make a really ugly puppet. So I know a little bit about modeling. Like I know how to do stuff with clay and how to paint and so on. So I made some teeth out of clay, and then I painted them up, and I even painted some shadows, and the teeth look really good, actually. I'm very proud of myself. It's a little bit creepy even sometimes. Like when I set him down and I just like look into his mouth, I'm just like, God, this is such a creepy puppet. So, but yes.
Put him under a tarp?
No, he just sits up in my shelf. We've got a mouse that's recently come to live with us, and so I don't let him sit on the floor anymore because I don't want him to get chewed up.
Yeah, just hide Rupert in just places so you end up forgetting, and you look down there one day, and there he is just staring back. Oh! I did that to myself again. Scary
puppet. Yeah, but the felt is flesh colored. It's like a tan felt and. We do Allen Hour. He's been on the last 2 Allen Hours, and I'm gonna try and get another one up tonight. But I want there to be animation in this one because Rupert's kind of just a joke on puppets in general. So I don't know if I can get it done today, then I can. But I'm behind because of the holiday. So I don't know.
Family, just
well, it was good.
Deal with that.
They got to eat. But that's the trouble is the more that you start to invest in stuff, if you start getting into like, we'll do things like the last Allen Hour actually had a song in it, which we've never done. We've never done a musical thing on Allen Hour before. So the more work that you start putting into stuff, the better the product is. But of course, it takes so much longer to get it done, and it's the way it is. But it's good though because it produces more interesting content, I suppose. So. Yes, so Rupert is fun. You guys, everyone should go look at Rupert.
If I could pull it up right now and not have it play over the stream, I totally would. Interesting enough, if you type in Alan Hour Rupert, you get a ton of pictures of Rupert Murdoch. So, and one dapper looking kid is the third picture.
Well, Rupert is brand new, although he does have a Tumblr account, which I did not start, but he's been making friends with everyone. Yes, so.
Including mentally advanced Twilight. She's not too pleasant about them.
Yes, indeed.
All right, well, awesome. Okay, well, we'll have you guys. So yeah, I said I always love the Rainbow Dash Presents, and definitely not the My Little Dashie. Though the My Little Dashie Rainbow Dash Presents. There you go. And yeah, so awesome. I'm looking forward to that. The Equestria Simians. I said
Primates.
Equestria Primates. Simians, whatever. Yeah, I love that particular brand of just like surrealist, realist, just humor that you guys do. So, just I can't wait until the next one of those comes out. All right, well, let's move forward a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit the news. Our news ponies have been working hard, pulling all the information. So, Sandy, first off, as usual, when we do this, we have to find out where the fandom is currently where's the fire.
Well, there's some news ponies that are taking things very, very seriously, but the fandom itself seems very well behaved.
Oh, okay. Well, those news ponies should cool it.
So, not a lot of fire this week, just lots of people excited for the new season and new content coming out, and it's like we're back to having a regular season of Cartoon Horses. What do you freaking know?
I don't believe it. I'm still in disbelief. It'll be halfway through the season. Also, what percentage of completed in the season are we now? Is it like 12%?
No, really 3 episodes out of 26.
Yeah, but I have to keep the fear high.
Oh, they must be at least 134% done.
Oh yeah, we have to be complete. It has to be over already.
They're actually in overtime at this point. They're just producing episodes because they chained the animators into a basement.
We're gonna go to the shootout soon. I'm sure that's gonna be how this goes.
Yep.
Animation shootout. All right, so let's see. Ratings are in, Sandy.
Yes, apparently. What do you freaking know? My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic on Saturday from 10 to 11 was the biggest thing on the hub, by almost double. The second highest rated thing was The Neverending Story and The Neverending Story 2, which pulled about half that.
Which I still find it interesting that I saw that and was like, The Neverending Story? But I forget movie night's a huge thing, so.
Yeah, they have that, and then the next 2 things are the rerun on Sunday. So I think that Pony has survived the hiatus, at least viewer-wise, and that's people watching on just the hub, and not, people like us that stream or buy things off iTunes. So I think that's a good thing. The state of the pony is strong. Google Play now has season 4 available if you buy it through that. I don't know why you would do it.
If you use Google devices, maybe. Though it looks like they might be doing the same thing they did last season, because I'm noticing here that they listed Season 4, Volume 1, Episode 2. So they may be chopping these up into 13 episodes and making Season 4, Volume 1, Season 4, Volume 2.
Well, iTunes has done that, so Season 4 is like Volume 6, because it's like, all right, Season 1 and 2... See, when I bought them, you could buy the whole freaking season for like $40. Mm-hmm. Now they split it in half, and you can buy the whole season for $50. They want more of they need more bits.
$25 in HD. And if I remember correctly, you can only watch the HD on Android devices. Or something like that. I forget.
That's kind of annoying. Let's see. Blind Bag Wave 9 has hit Hot Topic, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen them myself, but apparently it is a new wave of ponies in blind bag form that includes Big Mac, and Mr. Cake, and really not a lot of interesting ponies. It's kind of there's Applejack, because Applejack has been in everything forever. The new Pinkie Pie, or the original Pinkie Pie, the new Fluttershy is pretty much the only standout. And there's the Bizarro Rainbow Accented Rarity Rainbow Dash and Princess Cadence. So, well, they keep putting them out there and they're collecting them, but I'm not going to be going out of my way for them. Let's see. Apple Dash is now a thing, right?
I guess. So what's the story behind this?
So, My Little Pony Season 4, hashtag MLP Season 4, Megan McCarthy tweets, AJ's hoof around her, wishful thinking on Rainbow Dash's part, winky face. It's like, Megan, we don't believe your lies except for this. We'll believe your lies here.
Come on. Everybody knows the Apple Dash is so Season 1.
Yeah, we know it's all about Twidash and Rare Jack.
Rare Jack is where it's at.
Yep. Too brash. But even like Mike Vogel got in on it. He said something about where is it? Pinky Plot.
Josh Harbour got in on it.
Oh, Pinky Plot exposition is the best plot exposition. And when she's talking and she's sitting on the bench, get a big old butt shot of Pinky. They're just, they know that people following them on Twitter are people like us and will either appreciate their silliness or will get their panties in a twist.
I'm going to overanalyze this so hard.
How do they play an organ with hooves? The keys are too small. Unless it's a really long, wide organ.
We've already established that Pinky can grow fingers. Your argument is invalid.
Okay, well, there we go. Season 4, Episode 5 has received an extended synopsis, so that's cool. Flight to the Finish. It is the Equestria Games episode with Crippled Scootaloo. They're going there, kids. They're going there.
The darkness is coming. Bald Scootaloo compels you.
Yes. The Flight to the Finish. It's a CMC episode, and Diamond Tiara is continuing to be the worst filly ever, and the most effective villain.
Unable to be dispelled. Never really gets like a comeuppance or anything. Nobody ever goes like, "Hey, you're really being a jerk." Like, knock it off.
You are the worst filly. Nope.
Well, I'm rich, so net. Oh.
So the elements of Brony are a new 6-part ultra-long analysis video. Well, if you have been hungry for some more over-analysis of the show, this is for you, because it's 6 parts long, and holy crap, episode 1 is 2.5 hours. Wow.
On how many episodes? Any idea?
I don't know. Holy crap. I saw this and was like, oh, that's great. It's an analysis series. It was like 15-minute long. Nope. Oh.
And we can tell that from this that they're taking elements from the Greco-Roman period in which...
Okay, I'm not gonna really dive too deep there.
So it'd be okay if they had like insights on how the show was made, and they talked to like animators and the writers, and they'd be like, tell us about the politics and all this and all that. But I kind of doubt that's what they've done.
Tell us how many fights you had over the water cooler, going like, no, we're not gonna have. Well, I know some of the terrible water cooler discussions that they have, some of the horrific stuff that they do in the storyboarding process that. Oh, we're going to just draw this on this character just so we get some laughs, and then we'll remove that panel.
And God help them if they forget.
God help them if they forget. Or somebody passes by and be like, I don't think that this is...
That is not her cutie mark. Wait, what is... Why is that? Oh man.
There's just the DHX incinerator that all of them go into. Well, let's hope these never reach the light of day.
Well, thankfully they're just files.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, Sandy, I do have to say, you're doing great with the news, but you're obviously missing the number one important piece of news so far this week.
What is this? What is it, AC?
It's the biggest news that we've had all week. It's so mega important. It's the Twicane. It's a sensation coming across the nation. It's Twicane. You too can be completely consumed by the spinning, amazing ability that is Twilight Sparkle's golden cane.
Well, it sure is a thing. So the cane that we can now blame Sibsy on, or blame on Sibsy, is now been added to Skyrim and Gary's mod.
And a billion memes out there on the face of the planet.
Yes. And in the Google Doc, people had a little chat fight because people are trying to argue about what it is or isn't. It's a scepter. Doctor Who's got mentioned by the BBC. It's one of those fandom things that we started, and, well, they've actually copyrighted the name Doctor Who's. So it was acknowledged by the BBC as part of their 50th anniversary theatrical showing of the Doctor Who, or the Doctor Who 50th Day of the Doctor, which was really good. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you should watch it, because they just completely changed the past 7 or so years of show. Just like, oh hey, by the way, massive plot twist right at the end. Haha.
It was pretty cool.
I've yet to see it, actually. I was going to, and then Amazon had this, you can buy the episode for $8. I'm like, a little hot. That's a little rich.
Yeah, but it was really good. So if you like Doctor Who, you should watch it. If you have not watched any Doctor Who in the past 7 series, or any at all, you're kind of in the dark.
And you should still watch it anyway.
Yeah. So you should watch it so you'll be intrigued enough to watch the rest of the modern series to understand what they're going on about.
If you were to have someone start the Doctor Who series right now, would you start them on the Eccleston or would you start them on David?
David Tennant.
David Tennant?
I almost didn't watch the show because I started with the first season. I hated the first season so much I could not get into it. Thankfully, I forced myself through it. Everyone else, I'm like, just skip to the second season, then go back and watch the first season once you're already addicted to the show.
There was some good ones. There was the one with the kid with the gas mask that was actually really good.
The Dr. Dan.
Are you my mommy?
Yeah, that one was probably the first one that was like, okay, I get what this show is about. This is cool as hell. But then it's there was a lot of other ones where it's just like, oh hey, it's the big fat burpy people. Okay.
And the really boring witch episode that was the third episode. I stopped watching when I saw that. I'm like, this episode is boring as heck.
Or what about the gas spirits episode?
I don't even remember what that was.
It has the old house that had gas spirits in it or something. Or maybe I'm mixing it up. I don't know.
Maybe that was the witch episode. I don't know. Yeah, I think that was the witch episode.
Maybe.
I don't know. It was stupid.
Well, let's just remember that David Tennant still had Agatha Christie running away from a bee, so...
That is true.
You can never get away from Agatha Christie running away from a bee, so...
Giant bee, no less.
Giant bee! Alright, let's see. So we had this, what happens at Applebee's, well, doesn't stay at Applebee's, it goes up on YouTube.
It's one of those things, why would you go to Applebee's? It's really the bottom of the barrel.
It's alright for, hey, I wanted my food microwaved.
Yeah, and I can do that at home.
Yo, dog, I really want to have some microwave steak. Make it for me.
Can you microwave it in advance?
Microwave with that special marinade and then put cheese on it for some reason because putting cheese on a steak is not blasphemy.
Microwave this skillet so that way my fajitas come out extra crispy.
That does, but it's an Applebee's commercial, and like it's this throwaway 2-second thing where the guy who's doing all these ridiculous, stupid bar tricks that you never see happening at an Applebee's. He has a Twilight and another, I think, a Rarity on his bar. Woo! And well, it obviously got attention from us, but it's not exactly really noteworthy.
No, though remember, Applebee's did have the thing a while back where, what was it? They posted a...
That was Chili's.
That was Chili's. Chili's definitely did that, where they posted that picture and then got a whole bunch of backlash, and then people went into Chili's to go have food there one day.
Oh, it was the Chili's pony, that the cutie mark was a chili logo, and
the internet exploded and went, "Ooh, ponies, ew!" And then Brony's.
Chili's is a whole lot better than Applebee's, that's for sure. So,
I'm trying to like. I would say, yeah, Chili's I do favor more than Applebee's. God, but any of those Americana food places just all end up tasting the same to me.
TGI Fridays.
Yeah, that tastes the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like they have the same damn food. I'm going to go there and get generic burger A with fries and a drink.
Well,
about this place. I went to Chili's once, and I was so disappointed. If you order like a half slab of ribs from them, like baby back ribs, compared to what you would get at like if you went to a real barbecue restaurant, it's like not even a meal. You maybe get 2 sides, and the 2 sides kind of make up for it. But for the same amount of money, you could get like a full meal at at another restaurant.
Now, anytime I'm trying to recall, because whenever I would go to Chili's, I would always get. Is that the one that has like they have like a chicken thing that is on top of like this whole bed of tortillas. It's like a lime chicken thing, and it's just, I swear it's got every grain of salt that has ever existed is inside of this one meal. But I can't help but eat it every single time because it is the saltiest thing on the face of the planet. Salt and cheese and... Ugh.
I really like the Chipotle boneless chicken wings at Chili's. They're like really good with ranch dressing and the Chipotle.
So welcome to Americana Cast. This is where we talk about the bland Americana style restaurants that we all don't exactly like to go to. So
yeah.
Next week we'll be talking about breakfast places, starting with IHOP.
It's like, boy, I sure do not really like going to the Sizzler.
Well, at least we can always go to the original Pancake House. You just have to come to Edison.
We have them over here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble. You were so excited to take me there, and I'm like, yeah, we've had some of these. Though that building was much nicer than the one we went to.
Hey, it's just one of those things where it's the best option if we need breakfast, because the other ones like IHOP, why go to IHOP? So, and the last little bit is apparently there's a manliest Brony backpack. It's a My Little Pony backpack that has Big Mac and Soren and Doctor Who's and Shining Armor and Ace, and it's all these male characters from My Little Pony, and the logo is like dark purple as opposed to pink.
Needs to be deep red with fire caking off the top. And whenever you open up the bag, there's a hair ballad that just yeah, baby. All right, well there you go. That's my crazy backpack.
And that's about it. So, episode talk time.
Yep.
Episode talk time.
All right, get your spoilers all ready here. Close your ears. Close your ears. You are hereby warned that at this point we are going to be talking about My Little Pony spoilers on the recent episode. So let me go ahead and pull that up. That is going to be Castlemania, written by a brand new writer, Josh Harbour. This is season number 4, season episode number 3, overall episode number 68, original air date of today, November 30th, 2013. Storyboards by Emmett Hall and Tony Cliff. We're going to go do some castle remodeling today, kids.
Yes.
The basis is that hey, we need to go to this old castle for various reasons. Twilight likes books. Dash and Applejack like to spook each other. Rainbow Dash or Fluttershy and
It's
Rarity
dragged along.
Yeah, gets dragged in by Rarity trying to do fashion-y things. And yeah, end up spooking themselves in a crazy old castle, very Scooby-Doo style.
Yep. It was good to see them pairing off the ponies. You know, the episode starts out with Pinky being there for a little bit, but it's mainly Applejack and Rainbow Dash are like, we're going to be the most daring pony because, haha, rivalry. It's like in season 1. And then after that, they're like, oh, I know, we're just going to go to the castle and see who's the bravest by staying there longest.
Meanwhile, Fashion Pony is like, hey, there's a bunch of old tapestries there I can use for ideas for my things. Also, Timid Mare, come with me because I need you to be here. Angel being a complete jerk the whole time, as usual. And then Twilight, books. Oh God, books. So many books.
Dear Princess Celestia, I'm so alone. But yeah, it was there's not really a huge amount of exposition to be done. It's a very visual episode. There's not a lot of talk. There's a lot of the ponies scaring each other in various ways and finding the wacky traps that apparently Celestia and Luna built into the castle because reasons.
Because funsies.
Because, hey, let's put this giant tapestry here, and there's going to be a switch, and the wall will just flip around, because why not?
We're going to have a bunch of weird-looking coats of armor that open up to secret passages and slides behind them, and Luna loves going on those slides. Sure.
There's trapdoors and oubliettes, and giant and creepy hallways with like pony legs with torch attachments. That there's apparently in the oubliette they could reach their hoof through and be handed bread or something. And on the wall there's scratch marks as if someone had been trapped there for a while. A little bit of weird darkness there. It's one of those things. There's not a huge amount to talk about because it's just ponies running around scaring each other in unique and exciting ways, and lots of ponies yelling and freaking out because, well, ponies do that pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point out that the shot layouts and the composition of the shots just seemed really good in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lighting and the color. One thing I've been getting on the show for is that they use really saturated colors in the backgrounds, and it really makes it hard for your eye to focus on something. But because the backgrounds were so dark and kind of like monochromatic, the characters really popped off the screen. And I think it just looked really good. This is like one of the better looking episodes I've seen.
Yeah, I agree there.
They certainly made the castle look atmospheric. You know, it's like they arrive, and it's one of the things that if you look, the stairs to the side that are down to the cave from episode 1 are still there. It's just a little detail that they kept along for the ride. Obviously, they've fixed the bridge, apparently, because they're like, yeah, we got to go to the castle a lot. But yeah, the interiors are well lit. And, of course, they're still having lots of fun with their lighting engine. With, like, well, heck, even, like, the moonlight stuff at night. Or the lighting when I mentioned the switch behind the tapestry where there's light coming in from the ceiling. They have gotten some new toys in the last season. That is for certain.
Let's see, Fim, you'll be happy with this. At the beginning, Twilight is like, I need to find out stuff about the like what that key the whole key box is. And it's just like, I should go to Canterlot. Immediate note from Celestia: don't come here. Go to Everfree Forest. I don't want you here. don't come up here. Listen, there's a whole like book thing there. Just don't bother me right now. That's akin to what it was. Just like, we need you a reason to go out here to that creepy castle.
Yeah. And they have, like, there's some tricks like the depth of field shot when they find the lounge, I guess, with the book inside it, with going from Spike's perspective with Angel in the foreground and then them changing that back focus to Twilight. And obviously they left the journal there just, for funsies, just in case 1,000 years in the future a magical protege would find it.
Always being prepared to leave your diaries everywhere.
Yep. And
Dear diary.
Dash did some cute stuff, like with her wings when they're going down the Hall of Hooves. She covers her face with her wings.
Dash was actually really cute this episode. Like I liked it because it was very much, it was getting back to the boastful Dash kind of needing to prove herself, next to Applejack, who is just, trying to be all, I don't want to say, well, it's just the two of them butting heads in that kind of playful, antagonistic way was really nice, because I don't think we've actually seen that since, like, the first series.
And another one of their had fun with their lighting is when Rarity and Fluttershy are in the little oubliette, and Rarity's like, fine, I'll just use light. And, the shadows on the ponies. Yeah,
you officially got more fashion pony this episode than you did all last season.
Yep. And the bit where Rainbow Dash is like, now, Applejack, you're scared. You don't have to put your arm around me. Smiley face. And she's like, oh, wait, I'm over here. Oh, well.
Forever alone. All right, let's see. Other things that we had. The Pony of Shadows.
Which is apparently a real thing.
Is it now?
There's also the whole Angel dying.
Yeah.
Like the little monster he is.
So many. He doesn't actually die.
Aww.
Though there is a so whoever's been doing the like deleted scenes animations had a particularly good one today of just Fluttershy believing Angel got crushed by the pillar, and then just switches to Angel and he's just like, I'm free, and then just this hallucination of him tromping through the fields with a whole bunch of carrots, just going ah. That was a pretty good one. Let's see, Pony of Shadows moves over to okay, spoiler on the Pony of Shadows, but you're already listening to this, so you already know. Pinky turns out to be the Pony of Shadows and somehow knows how to play creepy organ music.
Or is she?
Ooh.
Because at the end we see the Pony of Shadows shadow. Also, we never find out what was the painting's moving eyeball. That was like the only thing unexplained.
True.
Well, that's probably Pinky, because she has blue eyes. The eye that moved was blue.
So she was just watching them from inside the painting.
Yeah,
and
because...
not yelling and saying, "Hi guys! Oh my God, I'm random."
Hi guys, I'm so random.
Does it actually move around, or does it just move while they're walking?
It moves while they're walking. The eyeball follows them down the hallway, Scooby-Doo style.
You can actually make paintings that will do that naturally. Is what you do is I think you take 2 layers and you put the eyes just back like an inch or so or something like that, and then that way as you move around, it's an optical illusion. It makes it appear as though the eyes are following you.
Yeah, but this was one of those like cutaway. They keep walking, the camera stays still, directly facing the painting, and the painting looks to them and then looks back forward. So obviously there was something behind it.
I've seen a lot of those like inverted Jesus faces that do that. Like I saw them at like some Austin toy store or whatever.
Poor inverted Jesus.
Yeah, inverted Jesus.
There's a guy who does videos on YouTube of he makes roller coasters in Minecraft that have a lot of gigantic portraits and stuff, and the eyes follow you.
The Ghostbusters and the the Beetlejuice ones.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
I think he did the Addams Family too, didn't he?
He did?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, or no. Maybe not the Addams Family. Maybe it was
I'll look it up.
the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Let's see. Other things that were inside of here. So, yeah, you mentioned that there was the Pony of Shadow that was, well, Pinky was in the creepy tunic because it was cold, I think I remember. And her playing the organ. Of course, because Seth being Seth, he immediately compared just like, that Shadow sure does look like Trixie.
Yes, because Trixie just never learns. She will always be
seventh mare. She'll never actually be there. Sorry, we already have we already had a magical unicorn. She upgraded, but you know.
Well, Seth likes her, and because he runs the site, the premier pony advertising website, he has that bit of influence. I don't know if he realizes he does or not, but because he'll post Trixie. I mean, like, you send him Trixie pictures, he's happier with Trixie. So I think that Sithisto has probably contributed a great deal to that character's popularity.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I almost wonder if we contacted the VA for that one, just be like, here, we need to forward you to the dude that gets you work.
Yeah, he'll get you more episodes.
I mean, I guarantee you the reason that she came back in season 3 was because, hey, this character's kind of popular.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't really know why, but yeah, she'll come back, I guess.
I mean, if Gilda got that much press, then she'd be back.
Yeah, Gilda was probably a more grounded character, to be honest. I would not have minded seeing Gilda again. Yeah. She was a mean griffin. It was kind of a more interesting thing. It was like we don't really see a lot of non-pony characters, and she was a bully too. But maybe like bullies can be complex. They can be insecure. Maybe she grew up in a rough family. Maybe she grew up with a lot of brothers, and they roughed her up all the time.
This sounds like the perfect plot for film fiction. It's like it hasn't been done to death, I'm sure.
No, well, I'm sure they've done lots of tragic past things. They probably haven't done as much with, like, I just grew up with brothers and they like to roughhouse a lot. It is probably a little bit less common.
Yeah,
because it's less too deep for you.
I know. Oliver, she had a big family, and then they're dead,
and they all died, which led her to be mean to people.
And now she's out. Now she's hiding out in Everfree, feeling sad until she finds Fluttershy, and Fluttershy takes her in, and all the feels. Actually,
and then they fall in love.
I should find you. There is a fic that is like that would actually be right up your alley, which is very much a like Gilda has been wallowing in defeat out in Everfree for months, and then Fluttershy finds her in just this terrible state of disarray.
I would not be shocked if there are hundreds of fics like that.
It's. I recalled it, and I was like, okay, this is just one of those for the feels fics. Anyway. Let's see. So some of the other stuff. Oh, hey, guess what? Remember those letters to Princess Celestia? They're back! Ish.
Sort of. Yes.
Hey, everyone. We're gonna all keep a diary.
They're writing the next Pony Bible.
Yep. Everyone gets to write a diary now. Let's all catalog the things that we've learned. Thanks, Twilight. Thanks. Rainbow Dash can't write. You're so mean.
She's like, oh, well, you guys, you dictate it and I'll write it. Because, I'm being the superior alicorn being, I can write, as opposed to your pathetic mouth writing.
Well, have you seen that image where Dash takes that feather in her mouth and she's like trying to write, she gets as far as, Dear Princess Celestia, fuck, this is hard. Dash. It's like all squiggly.
I recall that one. It's from the Amare-Duel episode where it's just like, all right, I need to write this. Sure.
Yeah, this stupid quill is floppy. I can't get purchase on the... Okay.
And that had to drive an animator completely mad, or the storyboarder of just like, okay, so now she's going to have to write this while in midair. Oh, crap.
While holding the feather in her mouth, and she's holding the parchment on either side. So if she applies too much pressure, she'll just punch right through the paper, too. So in reality, it would just be awful. She'd feel like she'd have this paper and be like full of holes, and you couldn't read hardly any of it. It would feel like, dear Princess Celestia, would be like uneven, slanted along the page. Like, today I learned. And there's no telling exactly how good of a writer Dash is, either. Because you can imagine her writing with like a lot of like really short, choppy sentences that like aren't very appealing, and so you're like, oh, thanks, Dash.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned my friends can be really mean. Unnecessarily mean. Thanks, everyone.
Today I learned my friends are dicks.
All right, let's see. Anything else that we move? I mean, I sincerely actually really enjoyed this episode. It was kind of back to just a not complex, you know, the lesson was kind of weird of just like, Twilight, why weren't you scared in this library? It's like, 'cause I was reading. Oh.
Because I know about history.
Because history makes me not as scared. Except when I look back at history and realize how much we repeat it. Huh. When we realize that we're in a constant cycle of failure and refailure. And suddenly Twilight is a nihilist.
It's like, I'm writing this to you from the past so that you may avoid the mistakes that we have made in your future.
Dear whoever is reading, my name is Princess Twilight, and we could have saved you, but we didn't. All right, well, I think that's... Unless there's any other points that we missed, I should probably check the chat and see if there's anything we didn't say. There was the bees challenge at the very beginning.
Yeah, and the guy's just like, yeah, look, I'm going to give me my bees back. I'm unimpressed.
Creepy horse statue that looked like a horse. What's up with that?
Like, what's the dragon? What? Did he say that seriously?
Yeah, Twilight found some quality books that were still bound and not rotted after 1,000 years in an abandoned castle with barely a roof on it. Yeah. I don't know. I'll be interested to see. It does look more and more like the storyline is going to eventually end with Twilight having her own kingdom, which would be kind of cool. What would it be? Kingdom of Everfree? Kingdom of Ponyville? Who the hell knows? Zach was hoping that the Shadow Pony was Sombra. I'd be fine with that. He was most underutilized villain ever. I'm Sinister Blast. Bye.
And of course,
They never did say what he did.
and Mike Vogel was like, yeah, this is the best Fluttershy, or the best Fluttershy moment ever, when she freaks out when she thinks that Angel is dead.
It was pretty good. I still say the best is Hurricane Fluttershy, but it's a close one when you see Timid Yellow Pony in Torment. So no, that jerk that I constantly keep around is potentially dead. The entire episode, she was simply trying to find Angel because he is such a jerk. All right, well, I think that will go ahead and take care of this episode. So, cool. That was a really good one. I enjoyed it. Even though it was leaked. Leak. All right, next episode. Better hope you like Daring Do. Because you're going to Daring Don't. All right, let's see. Scheduled for December 7th. That's going to be Season 4, Episode 4, overall episode number 69. Written by David Polsky. That is Daring Don't. There's going to be an AK yearling.
Yes. It will be a thing.
which is officially we've got our first conflict here, unless well, except it's not going to be that the first conflict with the comic and the series where Twilight's mom is not actually the writer of the Daring Do series. Canonicals, no.
Twilight's mom is the writer for the Daring Do series, you say?
In the comics, yeah. There is one particular scene, I forget in which comic, and actually we were supposed to talk about one of the comics today. Sandy.
It was in I think it was the first one. The first of the Shining and Cadence series ones. Bandline series.
There's an award on the wall for it seems like there was an award on the wall for writing for Twilight's mom, and then like some Daring Do stuff that was around that insinuated that she was writing Daring Do, but
people just collaborated that because it's like Twilight talks about I have all the books, and then of course in the one where with Cadence in shining armor, she's a writer, so people just put two and two together as fans are wont to do.
Nothing is to say she didn't help edit them.
Yep. Let's see, where is it? Oh, it says author of the year, Daring Do. It actually says it explicitly.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Canon's conflicting. I can't stand this.
Oh no, we're gonna have stuff like Star Wars Expanded Universe. We're gonna have G canon and whatever S canon or whatever they called it.
Oh no. Won the Daring Do award for writing. Maybe it was just good fan fiction. Who knows?
Yeah, she is best at pulp adventure.
Or maybe it's one of those series with multiple writers.
Oh yeah.
She did.
Did they do that with Conan the Barbarian? Maybe nobody else knows. I don't know. That was something Alan knows about that. He was telling me that the guy who wrote the original Conan the Barbarian was actually friends with H.P. Lovecraft. And the original Conan the original Conan books actually included a lot of references to Lovecraft. Like I think for a while, like they had the lizard worshippers in Conan. Well, apparently originally they were worshipping Yeth, which was a god that H.P. Lovecraft invented. And Lovecraft also added references to Conan as well. They were good friends. Interesting.
I wonder what those references are. Because, like, at one point there was a big burly dude that hit things with a sword.
He references locations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because he does that a lot. He talks about, like, if you read his writing, he's like, I dreamt of the faraway plateaus of the, Yalamarihu. And then you find out that was like, oh, that was in Conan.
Yeah. Conan versus the King in Yellow.
Yes.
Watch Conan go insane! Watch Arnold Schwarzenegger go further insane!
As he goes back to action movies, despite being very old these days.
Isn't he like 900 or something?
900 years old now.
Yeah, he's like Yoda.
No, I have heard that he is a pretty intelligent guy, though.
Oh, I met him once. He's pretty intelligent.
Yeah, a bit shifty, apparently. Back when he was a bodybuilder, he used to try and talk the other bodybuilders into, like, making terrible mistakes during their performances, and it worked sometimes. Like, he would say, like, oh, the people, they love energy. You have to go out there and just scream at everyone. And so they would do that, but because they were all dehydrated and, they look really roided up, when they go out there and they scream at the audience, it's just sort of like, it's not very impressive. Like, it's not very majestic. And that's kind of part of the point of the whole, like, I'm Atlas, is what they're really looking for. Mm-hmm. So the advice that he would give, he wouldn't follow it himself. And it would be terrible. It would cause people to, like, lose points. So, but he was a good liar, and he tricked them into following his advice. So, yes, he was a politician. Apparently, he probably actually did a lot too, as he was an actor.
Okay.
See. Yeah, let me see. Let me check on something real quick. Let me see. All right, excellent. So we got some pony stuff next week. So we get to look forward to that. Let's see. Email. All right. You can always email across at bronyville@gmail.com. Sandy, actually, if you wouldn't mind hitting up this one real quick, I just need to take care of something real fast over on the main machine.
Yes.
So, all right. Get to it, sir.
All right. Good evening, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, and AC's nemesis, FlimFlam. Greetings from the frozen Denmark. Only got down to minus 10 degrees Celsius last week. Mr. Flim, are you still together with the Dane you talked so passionately about in your last Bronyville interview?
I am, yeah. We're engaged now, actually. She and I are engaged. Yeah. We've been looking into the laws, and we're trying to figure out how exactly it is that we're going to get together. Since you live in Denmark, you might be aware that the immigration laws in Denmark are not especially kind to foreigners. Even for marriage, it turns out that for Kenza and I to marry, Kenza there's only two ways you can do it. You either have to have a combined residency in Denmark that is greater than your combined residency elsewhere, which is not going to work because I'm 5 years older than Kenza, or the Dane has to be at least 26 years old, which Kenza is not. She's going to be 21 here in like 2 weeks about. So actually, too, I'm going to Denmark in December. I've scraped together pretty much the last of the money in my bank account. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to meet her family. We're going to talk about some stuff and figure out what we want to do. But anyway, yeah, we're going to spend my birthday and her birthday both coincide in the same month, and so we're going to spend our birthdays together out in Denmark. But the point is, though, is that the politics are difficult, so we're trying to look into legal loopholes so that we can figure out how to actually get married and still be legitimately recognized as living together. There's a couple options, but all of it's a bit tricky, and we might have to move around. We could maybe go to Sweden and take advantage of EU laws, but it's tough. But the point is, though, we're continuing. The relationship's been good.
It's a tryst. You're eloping. You're running off and being all sorts of young, reckless love.
It's less of a tryst when you go out to meet the parents and
True.
say like yeah. So
Absolutely. Didn't mean to say it like that, but just it's wild and crazy international. I mean, heck, me and Starry were, I was East Coast and she was West Coast, so 4-hour difference. But you're definitely where are you located at right now?
Oh, I'm in the Central Time Zone.
There you go. So you're in the middle of the U.S. and you're talking Denmark. So like an 8-hour difference?
Yep. Yeah, she sleeps a lot while I'm awake. So.
And she is the one that's done a lot of the female voices, or maybe the male voices for you. And
no, actually, we had 3 female voice actors who have primarily done all of our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was Spottable Bus, and she's a friend of mine. She actually lives in the area with me, but I kind of lost touch with her. She's been working and going to school, and so Spottable Bus just she wound up not having as much time to help us out. But then we got Alice. And Alice came on, and Alice has done most of our recent voice work. Kenza has only done voice work for one of the Diamond Dogs in the last Rainbow Dash Presents, and she was also the Joker Mort.
Mm-hmm.
But Alice was the voice actress for Harry Wayne. Yeah, Harry Wayne and a bunch of other male characters that we've had recently, or whatever male characters. We don't have a whole lot of them. But the ones we've had.
Kenza was hoity-toity, or what's his face?
Oh, yeah, in the Mentally Advanced episode. Yes, she was. That's right. I forgot that. Yes. So, yeah. So she does some voice work for us. And but Alice is also... I think Alice has done more voice work. Because... I don't know. I guess we brought Alice on about the same time that we brought Kenza on.
Yeah, it's about the same.
I guess so.
Yes, young, institutionally regulated love.
Yes, reckless, institutionally regulated.
Oh,
It's
good
tough.
going.
They just don't want foreigners there. They want us to go elsewhere.
Listen, we're trying to keep, we're trying to just make sure that you why don't you find a good Dane? Why don't you? There's so few of us here. We don't really want, outside pollution coming in.
They don't. They have a very high divorce rate, though. Maybe it's because they don't have enough genetic diversity. That could be, because I've read that like you can taste the genetic diversity in a kiss and whatnot. So your kiss is like kissing someone is nicer if you're more genetically diverse. So who knows? A little bit of ethnic diversity could maybe help the divorce rate. Maybe not. I have no idea. I don't know what actually causes that.
Well, there's the infamous app that got released in Iceland, actually Iceland, the one that can tell you how how closely related you are to somebody that you're dating. Because that is actually a problem, because the pool of people up in Iceland are so interrelated that, there is always the opportunity of just like, oh, you're like a third cousin to me, huh?
Still compatible, just likely to have some genetic issues. More likely.
It appears that all of our children are sickly.
Yeah, well, you just get, like, somewhat rarer genetic diseases have a higher prevalence when you start inbreeding too much. And, it's still fine. I mean, your species can survive that way. It's just that you develop a few issues. So that's one problem with their closing the borders too much. But apparently, Kenz and I are not alone. Like, a lot of people in Denmark, they fall in love out of the country, especially as we become more global. With the internet, it's one of those things, like, I never thought that I would meet someone in Denmark and then just talk to them every night and just be like, wow, I really like you. But that's what happened, and this is not an uncommon thing these days. And so a lot of Danish people are meeting, like, people from out of the country, and they say, like, oh, let's get married. Wow, getting married in Denmark is really hard. Let's leave Denmark. And that's sort of what a lot of times that's what you have to do. The other option is, if I can somehow save up $50,000 between now and when I plan to go live with Kenza, then I could live in Denmark. That would be one of the few ways that they let me do that.
Yeah, that's... Oof.
Yeah, which is pretty unlikely. As it is, I've got virtually no money. I've just had, like, a ton of financial issues. Car breakdowns, my catalytic converter died. I had to replace that. Alan has lost his job, and so I've been covering all the overages on the bills and everything. Mm-hmm. It's been rough financially lately.
Now you may have covered this or maybe not, but what's the difference between you? What's the idea of you going over there opposed to her coming here?
Well, two things. The first thing is her education. She gets in Denmark. They have free healthcare, free education. They're very socialized. And so she's staying there. She's actually going to come over here for a little while to do some studies. But that's if she can save up the money. She needs to save up like another $20,000 before she comes over, because school in the U.S. is very expensive. So she's, like I said, it's one of those things. She wants to study abroad, but it's tough. So she's going to be over here for a little while. But then she's going to be going back to Denmark to finish her degree. She's doing a computer engineering degree, and she's focusing on game design, which there's not a whole lot of broad application for that. But the computer engineering in general is still applicable. Mm-hmm. So this specialization is something she kind of wants. She kind of just wants to do creative projects. She wants to run them and whatnot. But yes, so she'll be here for a little while. But the second reason why we're kind of thinking like maybe we'll go over to Europe is because of just the politics in the States, the way that it's been. Right now, we started looking into like statistics on like, well, what are the odds of getting a job in the States? And what is that? And the more we started looking at the way the U.S. is right now and the direction that we're going, the less confident we felt about like if we had a choice, if we had to say like, do we bring you here or do I go there? The U.S. is not doing so hot, and we might get better, but we may not. Right now we have probably the lowest job mobility in the first world. The wealth disparity has been climbing for 30 years. Like we are on, there's something called the Gini Index, and the Gini Index measures like, they measure the wealth disparity, like the inequality of wealth. And like the U.S. is one of the worst countries, again, in the first world. like I live in the Midwest, and there's not a lot of job opportunities. And so Ken's and I were just like, so if we come over to the States, and then suppose that like the money falls through, like she and I could wind up on the streets, and we could be fully employed, and we would still and still be homeless, because then we found out like 25% of homeless people in the States are fully employed, because they work places like you work like Walmart, and you can't get out of the streets working at Walmart. So people like die in the winters when the money doesn't add up. So we were like, so if we could go to Scandinavia, where they have education and like medicine and everything else, that's probably a little bit better for starting a new family. Just to be totally frank, and not to dump on the U.S. nationalism or anything, but it's not all it's cracked up to be these days, I feel like. So, we're not saying like we won't, like, the U.S. is still better than a lot of places you could live. So we can definitely get Kenza into the U.S. We're way more lax about bringing people over from other countries into the States. But like I say, just in terms of like, we don't know. The job market is tough. And neither of us know what's going to happen in the future. It seems a lot more appealing to live somewhere with a safety net than in a place that would just blame us and let us starve if we happen to have trouble.
Yep, makes sense. It is interesting times over here in the States. So,
yeah,
those of us that are in decent, good situations are doing pretty good. Otherwise, it could be a little rough. So.
It gets difficult.
Yep.
Well, then we get the stuff with the far right making a lot of gains in the government as well. And then again, we looked into that, and it's like, well, why are they making so many gains? Because every time they get on the news, people are always making fun of them. And then I found out that they don't need votes. Is the way it works is because they're in the Republican Party. The Republican Party has always been strange in the way that it works, and that in a lot of places you don't get a popular vote to be a Republican candidate. You get voted in by a caucus of representatives in the Republican Party. And so like you get the Tea Party guys, and what they're doing is they're not being voted in by a large majority. They're using financial leverage to get a smaller forum where they have more of their own people in the forum, and then they vote their own candidates in. So you get a Tea Party candidate who runs as a Republican, and then it's almost kind of like a Trojan horse sort of thing. Because in the areas that they get voted into, they're gerrymandered so that they always vote Republican. So no matter what, like these guys are getting in. It doesn't matter what their platforms are. And so then like I look into that politics and I see strange things like Ohio is voting primarily Tea Party, and Ohio is an agricultural state. And then the Tea Party goes into Congress and they vote to shut down farming subsidies. so they're not even representing the state that they're being voted in from.
Yeah, it's Brony Politicast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like I say, like I've been reading a lot more about politics lately, and it's starting to freak me out.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think like,
things are definitely in a weird transition right now. We'll see where everything kind of ends up going. I know that we have people on the show that are definitely on one side or the other. So stuff.
Yeah.
They'll get it figured out. Anyway, let me check this. Petirep, what's anything going on with you?
A lot, actually. Yeah. As I mentioned before, I'm actually in the middle of getting moved up to Canada. I'm going to start working full-time with Monster Cat. I was going to move December 10th, but we had to push it back a little bit because there's a few little legal things that we have to take care of first. But yeah, I'm excited about that. It's going to be a big move for me.
And I'm actually searching right now. Monster Cat being...
It's a online record distributor on YouTube. They do electronic music and stuff like that. And they got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube right now. They're gaining lots of popularity. And I do their album covers and other things. So when I move up there, I'm going to be head of design, design manager for their company, and do illustrative work, graphic design work, other things for them. So I'm really excited about it.
Okay, is this monstercat.com, .net? And I see a few.
.com.
.com.
Monstercat.com.
Okay. The one with the crazy kind of movie background there.
Yep, I made that. Well, the art I did. The programmers did the movie thingy.
The movie thingy. Ah, the sky keeps moving. You load it and it just shifts. That's crazy.
It's
Okay.
really cool.
All right. Awesome. Okay, well, not a lot of emails this week, so if you want to, as always, you can send those over to bronyville@gmail.com. We love getting those. We will have 2 very big guests that I will reveal at the end of the show, so we can go ahead and bring that up, and you can send emails across to them if you so wish. But until then, let's go ahead and move forward. Thanks a lot for, let me pull over on the dock, 5-star iTunes Bronies. We don't have it listed there, Sandy. I'm sure we have many great people that left us iTunes reviews, or maybe 1 or 2. We're still up there.
Yeah, 823 ratings, and let's see, most recent, 5 Iron. Yay, 5 Iron gave us a review.
He's a cool guy. He's nice. Let's see. Pull this up. I can see. I want to see where we are in the span of what's hot. I want to know. I need
23rd.
Yay! I always need verification that we're still considered something sort of hot on iTunes, because being validated is all I have in my life. All right, awesome. I do not believe we got any donators this week, but you can always donate over on the site if you so wish. Over on the right side of the screen over at BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. Sandy's planning on coming over here in a month or so.
Yep.
So we will have grand adventures. Anything you feel like doing over here while you're here, Sandy?
Well, I'd like to go back to Muir, see the Muir Woods, go see the Fisherman's Wharf. There's a lot of places we didn't go see. Go to the mission and get a mission burrito.
Oh yeah. We still got to go harass the giant bomb guys if we wanted to do that. Maybe tested. Who knows? If we have you long enough, I wouldn't mind seeing if we could schedule a spooky Alcatraz tour.
Ooh,
so spoopy.
Yep. And worst case, what we don't get done this time, I'll try to schedule some extra time around BabsCon.
Yep. That'll be good to get you. I get you twice coming up, so that'll be fun. All right, well, let's go ahead and move this forwards. One cool thing time. It's now time for one thing that we think is kind of awesome, that you should check that out. Let's see. I'm having a little bit of difficulty trying to find a link. I noticed that I found one that didn't end up looking like it was, it didn't end up turning what it is. There's an article that states that doctors would like you to fist bump instead of doing a handshake for illness reasons.
Okay.
Fist bump.
Yeah, if you shake hands, there's more chances that diseases could spread, just so you know.
Mine is an entirely self-serving Photoshop that I did this morning.
Oh, boy.
It is a repeat to yourself, it's just a show, I should really just relax. And it has a silhouette of Dash instead of something else or anything else.
That is
people,
an MST3K quote.
Yes, and we've been saying it for years.
Yeah,
about
that's
people getting wrestled about stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's
you
our.
wonder how they eat and sleep and other science facts.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our mantra whenever the fandom ends up getting too ahead of itself. It's like, hey guys, guess what? This is a show. Not only is the My Little Pony show a show, but also this is a show. So don't worry about it. It's okay. Also, by the way, Starry is now at monstercat.com moving her mouse around and just watching everything move. She is loving that. Anyway, all right, cool. Let's see. We've got miscellaneous cool things. By the way, if you guys have any cool things that you want, links that you want to push, stuff that you think is cool, pony or not, we don't really care. But if there's anything you guys want to press, feel more than happy or more than open to giving us some links. Let's see. Someone has here a miscellaneous cool thing from a missing pony. He has a horse game update. Let's see. This is directed towards. Load this up. Horse game update number 2 video. It's a 3D pony game that you can run around and be a 3D horse. Let's hope that this one actually gets released, unlike all the other pony games that end up falling off the world. So, all right, let's see what else. I need a cool thing. I don't know if there's anything cool. I'm lost on coolness. Help me, people. Is there anything cool in the world?
No.
Nope.
What's the new release? The Hobbit's coming out.
Hobbit's kind of cool. I haven't.
Everything is terrible.
It's disappointing.
Oh,
The whole first Hobbit movie. I couldn't believe, like, in the book, Bilbo was like this non-violent, like, well-mannered but clever like little guy, and the dwarves were all like, we're gonna bash, like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and find that dragon and bash him in the head with the axe, and then we're gonna take back our gold. And Bilbo was like, well, what if we don't do that? What if we do something else entirely? And so Bilbo was just this really intelligent, well-mannered guy. But in the movie, they're like, oh, we're gonna go and we're gonna bash these trolls in the head with an axe. And Bilbo was like, oh, I sure wish I could bash these trolls with an axe, but I'm just too stupid, guys. And they're like, it's okay, Bilbo. One day you'll bash a troll in the head. And then at the end of the movie, he bashes a troll in the head. And they're like, congratulations on being a true dwarf, Bilbo. You're not just as dumb as the rest of us.
Here's something for you, AC.
oh, okay. All right. Let's
It's
see.
the Louder.fm game music bundle.
All right. So Louder FM game music bundle. Let's check what this is. Oh, this looks nice. So it looks like a whole bunch of music that you can get from games. So for instance, 5 albums for just $1 right now is Dust, Braid, Rogue Legacy, Electronic Super Joy, is that? And Famaze. Or you could get 24 for 10 that also includes Electronic Super Joy, Kentucky Route Zero, whatever that one with the car is, Guacamelee,
Round Zero Act 2.
Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain is pretty good too.
30 Flights of Loving, Artemis, the official soundtrack for... Is that the Artemis the Space Simulator? I didn't even know it had an official soundtrack. Huh. Oh, and the Stanley Parable.
And, yeah.
Papo and Yo. So, there you go. And it's in the usual, it's in the same style of the Humble Indie Bundle, where you can decide to support however much you want. Right now, the buy now is at LEET 1337 for some reason. So, there you go. That is a pretty cool thing. Drop it in my link there, Sandy. I enjoy that. All right, well, if there's nothing else that you guys want to plug there, Fim or Petirep, we can go ahead and move this train forward.
Alrighty.
I'm good.
This guy in the chat is just really trying hard. We've banned this guy like 7 times, I think, at this point.
You can
takes
let him preach
one
his message.
click. It takes one.
Seriously.
I don't know. He's trying way too hard.
Because some people have dynamic IPs. But yeah, you could just let him preach his message. I mean, like...
Or we can just keep banning him, talking about how Brony should be rounded up and gassed like the gypsies and homos. That's a great message we should permit. Yeah.
I
Or
agree.
perhaps we can just say, fuck him. So,
Yeah. Whee! Enjoy editing
Or we
that
can
in.
agree with him.
buy
We can
some
do that.
apples.
Yeah, that's the way you persuade with people. Is you've got to figure out how to persuade him that agreeing with us will agree with his views. So somehow we have to make hating us compatible with not hating us. That's the real hurdle that we've got to approach this from, I think.
We can
Yeah.
hate ourselves.
I'll simply do the thing of just not caring what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I believe that whatever that person was saying actually mattered in my opinions of anything, then I'm worse off. So there you go. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. First off, I want to go ahead and thank Fim and Petirep for coming on. As said, love the mentally advanced and the God, I almost said my old Dashy. What is wrong with my brain? The Rainbow Dash Presents series. I said, love that, and looking forward to the monkey versions of girls coming out. Monkey girls. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, there you go. That one. You already got me started on the simians. I don't know what to. I'm so twisted up now. But yes, thank you both for coming on.
There's no problem.
Awesome.
Nice to be on.
Yay. Sandy, you're a thunder maker.
You can count on me.
I do. And I want to thank all you fans, be it if you're the one on Justin TV watching this live right now, or if you're listening to this as a podcast later on. We love you all because you allow us to do a fun show and you support us. And either your reviews, if you want to send a few bits our way, or if you just, like listening to the show, we like just making something and make sure that somebody actually listens to us. So thank you all very, very much. So here's the rundown. You can always go ahead and find us over at BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. Email us at Bronyville@gmail.com. You can join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific Daylight Time at Justin.tv/BronyvillePodcast. iTunes reviews, we love them. We don't care if it's in the U.S., anywhere across the globe. We love iTunes reviews because it keeps us up there. We've already chased Kevin Smith out of our category. Who else needs to go? Listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
Mine's at Shostandy.
You guys have any Twitter accounts? I don't think Fim does.
No.
Okay.
I thought about setting one up, but
I have a Twitter account.
What's your Twitter account?
It's Petirep.
There you go. Let's see. And meetup groups. I'm part of the Bronies of Northern California. Sandy.
Mine's Brony's from Texas.
Don't do dailies yet.
No, I'm not. Look, you can look and see that I'm not on WoW. I was banning somebody.
Oh, again? All right.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, my banhammer is just covered in gore today.
All right. And conventions, we're going to be at FC and BabsCon coming up, so we'll be hitting up those, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. Anyway, we'll let Sandy swing that thing, swing low. And we will go ahead and catch you guys next week with some more crazy ponyage. Till then, sleep well, every pony.
Adios.
All right, now I gotta go hit the button. Stream's still live.
Yeah.